Hi everyone, welcome to K-Drama Hangout, your weekly review into your favorite K-dramas, episode by episode. I'm Sarai.
I'm Melody.
Alright, so today we're going to be reviewing Cheese in the Trap, episode 13 and 14. If you haven't seen our review yet on episode 11 and 12, be sure to check out the link below, catch yourself up, okay? So let's get started. Melody, tell me what's up. What did you think about these two episodes?
I don't know. I'm so confused with my own emotions because I'm still I still want her to be with him, but I don't want him to be such a psychopath. Because I felt like he was doing better, and then we got to um towards the end of episode 14, and you just saw the whole, which I found it interesting that this is the first time that we've seen from beginning to end his plan clearly plotted out. Because before now it's like, did he do this? And then we backtrack and we find out that he did do it and how he did it. But this was the first time that we saw from beginning to end. He saw Big Sunbae, that he was, applying. He got the full-time job at this one place, but he also applied for an internship at Tehran Group. And so, we saw step by step him plotting this out to destruct this guy's life, completely. And that's the first time that we've seen in real time his plans and plots. And so whenever he started it, I was like, this is what he's doing. I called it word for word. Obviously, you knew what he was doing. And then so whenever it happened, I was like, okay, he could get his revenge, on him for messing with Soul, but screwing with his actual way of living was way overboard. I agree with that much. You can mess with somebody and get your revenge on messing with your girlfriend, them messing with your girlfriend, but you don't have to mess up their entire life. That was how he's gonna live. And so that was a little overboard. But then again, while he was in the interview and they started asking about China and he started going off about China, I was like, oh, and then they said that. And then I thought back and I was like, well, he did tell him to look into all questions about China. So if he had actually looked in to all questions about China, if he had done his own research, basically, if he had done his own research, he would have known and learned for himself that they had retracted all of their groups or whatever in China. So I blame Sunbae. Yu Jung, that's his name, right? I've always called him Sunbae, but now I'm talking about two Sunbaes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I blame him for 80% of the problem. But then again, the other guy should have done his own research and learned for himself about the company that he was applying for. You know what I mean?
I agree. I think he should have done his own research. Even when I go into an interview, I don't always go based off what people tell me. I use that as a starting point and
Right.
I research more. But he trusted Yu Jung to the core.
Way too much.
Way too much, and that was where his downfall led him to. But as far as Yu Jung doing this, I am so against that right now. I don't know, these two episodes have made me very disappointed. A very disappointed fan right now. And I don't know if it's because of the show or if it's because of the way the characters are going, but in these two episodes I felt really like I wasn't there anymore. I was just tired, you know. but just going back to the Yoo-jung situation, I do not agree with what he did. Not by a long shot. I can't take anything he did. If I were Seoul, which I'll get to that, but if I were her, I would have called him out on his bluff. But I think there would have been other ways to go about it. Like, if you were that hunched on, like, getting back at him, tell, like, the professors what happened. He stole the notebook and, you know, like, let him get in trouble that way if you were going to be like that. Don't ruin the rest of his life, you know, for something that he did that wasn't, like, it was bad, but it wasn't like he murdered someone, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like he took it too far, which Yoo-jung does when he does things. He takes it way too far, you know? And that's why I feel like, you know, let karma hit him in the butt, you know? But don't be karma. Like, let karma do her job, because in the end, he's gonna have to figure it out on his own. Who knows if once he got that job with the smaller company, who knows if he would have ran into a whole bunch of trouble where he had to research and he tried to get people to fend off of him, and then he lost his job on his own accord. I think that no matter what, like, karma's can come back and bite you in the butt. You don't have to do the job for karma. She knows what she's doing. Okay, you don't have to sit here and play her. Okay, she's got this. And then I'm kind of interested in what's going to happen next week, because A, it's the last 2 episodes, and B, it showed, like, Yoo-jung getting a little taste of his own medicine. So I'm wondering if that's going to make him have a change of heart, or, like, what's going to happen. I'm really curious. But yeah, that's one thing. So moving on with Seoul. Now, here's a whole nother story. Okay,
it's a whole new can of worms.
You are forewarned, our fans. You are forewarned. I am sorry if this offends you in any way. I really do not like Seoul. Okay, I am, like, so fed up with her crap. First of all, if I'm not going to even say relationships, but if you have a friend, right? Let's say you have a friend. Your friend does something that's wrong, right? You're going to do one of the following. You're either going to call them out and tell them you did wrong. Of course, I still love you. Of course, we're still friends. But you need to know what you did was bad, right? Or you're going to do what Seoul did in episode 14 and say, come here, baby. I love you. Everything's okay. No!
Like, the only way that I could see myself saying, oh, Seoul did great, that's exactly what she should have done, is that I would have told him, don't run away from me. I know what you did, but you need to fix it, kind of thing. Like, that's the only way that I could praise Seoul for what she did.
I hope so. I really do. Seoul's on my bad side right now. That's not a good place to be.
I'm jumping to conclusions with her right now.
I couldn't help. I couldn't help it. I am really nervous because there are only 2 episodes left, and so far the only dynamic character is In-ho. And maybe a little bit of Seoul, just a little. But In-ho has the most maturity, the most character arc through the show. And I love his story, and it's really funny because he's the second lead, but it seems like he gets more screen time than the lead, which is kind of weird. Especially because episode 13 was just all about him. So I was really kind of weirded by that because, you know, the show's not really about him, and then on top of that, he's not even comes in comparison to being a love interest for Seoul, because she's already spoke her piece that, you know, she doesn't like him like that and stuff. So it's not even, it's like episode 13 was like the side story of In-ho's life and following his life, and then episode 14 was like, well, let's come back to reality now, you know? So I don't know. I mean, it's kind of weird a little bit. So I'm hoping the next 2 episodes. I feel like it's going to be rushed. I have like this really
I
weird.
know. I'm like, I don't know how they can wrap everything up in 2 episodes.
I'm a little nervous.
Especially if you're gonna have Soul getting hit by a freaking car in episode 15. Like, I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know what's going on. So I have to talk about. Okay, I didn't like, as I said, I don't really like these 2 episodes. These were kind of like my least favorite out of the whole show.
Hmm.
But there's one thing that I absolutely positively love. Finally, 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 Bora and Untek got together.
Yes.
Thank God. Thank you. Thank you.
That was such a cute little story too. Oh my gosh, that was so cute.
I love them. I was waiting for them to just like hit it off, you know, like get
Yeah.
together already. And like I can so understand Bora's situation because I have a lot of guy friends. And so sometimes we go through that lingo, like that, limbo phase. Well, you know, should we go on? Like, if we like each other, should we become a relationship or should we just stay friends? And most of the time, I feel like it's better to stay friends because, if something happens, we'll always be friends, But if we break up, it's kind of like that's the end and you don't want to lose that person. So
Yeah.
I understand Bora's philosophy a lot.
Do you have any predictions? I don't know that I have any predictions.
I'm just hoping that Soul redeems herself from my book because right now I am a hater. I'm so hoping that she can redeem herself in the next episode. I can like her again. And I think Inho deserves someone 10 times better than Soul because he's such a great guy and he needs someone 10 times better than him.
Yeah.
And then I hope Yu Jung learns a little lesson next episode, which I kind of already see because of the previews, but I really want him to learn a lesson. And if that means that I have to be happy that Soul got ran over by a car, I'm going to be happy because at least something comes out of her getting hit by a car. I'm just hoping that that's going to be his wake-up call and he's going to be like, I got to stop this.
All right, guys, that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, give it a good thumbs up, and remember to subscribe and share. Next week, we're going to be reviewing the final 2 episodes of Cheese in the Trap, episode 15. Hopefully, everything will wrap up nicely. So if you'd like to follow any of us on social media, be sure and check the description box below, and we're going to have our information there. And we'll see you next week. Don't forget to keep it dramatic.
Bye!